Mr. Baird, I understand you're up first for the official opposition. Over to you, please, for 6 minutes.
KPMG is one of the biggest accounting firms in the world. How many offices do you have in Canada?
Thank you for the member's question. I'll answer that to the chair. I don't actually know the answer off the top of my head, but I would be happy to respond to that question immediately after.
Do you know how many staff KPMG has in Canada?
Thank you for the member's question, and I'll also try to answer that question. I do know that we have about 800 partners, and in terms of the total number of staff, again, I would have to get back to you with that answer.
So you said in your opening statement that KPMG was subcontracted by GC Strategies. So you, off the top of your head, fair enough that you're not sure. How many offices are there? Are a lot of KPMG offices and hundreds of staff. Does KPMG operate any of their offices out of the basements of suburban Ottawa residences?
Thank you for the member's question. I'll answer that to the chair. We do not have any businesses run out of basements that we're aware of.
Right. So I find it incredible that that KPMG, this massive accounting firm with hundreds and hundreds of staff and dozens of offices, ends up as a subcontractor for two dudes working out of a basement in suburban Ottawa. How much were you paid, KPMG, by GC Strategies for your work on ArriveCAN?
Thank you for the question. I can take that one as it relates to the cybersecurity piece of work. So we charged GC Strategies $400,000 for the cybersecurity piece of work that we performed for the ArriveCAN app.
So it was cybersecurity work?
Exactly, yes.
Could ArriveCAN have got off the ground without KPMG's contributions?
Thank you for your question. With respect to the ArriveCAN app, KPMG was not involved in the development of the ArriveCAN app. We were involved for the assessment of the security of the ArriveCAN app, and it was already off the ground when we were assessing it.
Did KPMG contact the Government of Canada regarding work on ArriveCAN first, or did the Government of Canada contact KPMG first?
Thank you for the member's question. I'll answer that to the chair. So KPMG initially participated in the SEPS agreement that I mentioned in the opening remarks. We were awarded a spot on that vendor of record contracting vehicle in July of 2020, and our work was subsequently contracted off of that vehicle.
And we'll just accept that all of your questions are through the chair. Thank you. How many non-competitive contracts related to ArriveCAN was KPMG awarded?
So thank you again for your question. What I'd like to say is, first of all of our work was contracted through the government's vehicles, procurement vehicles that were directed to us.
Understood. Just the number of non-competitive contracts, please.
So the contracts that were directed to KPMG for and I'm talking about the public health agency work at this point, we had a TA that was directed to us through the SEPS vehicle, and then there were two subsequent contracts that were directed to us through public health agency.
So the number's 3.
For the public health agency related work.
And those non-competitive contracts were amended multiple times, yes or no, please?
Sorry, thank you for the member's question. I just want to confirm that the initial TA was through the competitive SEPS vehicle, so that was competitively awarded and then subsequently directed to us. And sorry, could you repeat the second question, please?
The contracts were amended multiple times, yes or no?
Thank you for the member's question. And yes, our contracts were amended a few times.
So those amendments saw the fee for service increase, the length of time for the contract increase, and the deliverables reduced. Is that correct?
Thank you for the member's question. So the initial TA and the initial contract through Public Health Agency were incredibly detailed in terms of deliverables and key activities we were asked to provide. The subsequent and the final contract that was awarded by the Public Health Agency was less so, by public health agency, specifically because you have to remember that this was during the third and fourth wave of the pandemic, and they required more flexibility because of wanting to be able to respond to unforeseen events and policy changes at the
So
time.
just for clarity, the Auditor General said in her report that KPMG had contracts amended to do exactly what I detailed. Add additional costs, make the deliverables over a longer period of time with less specific deliverables. Do you agree with the Auditor General's assessment? Yes or no, please.
Thank you for the member's question, and we agree with the Auditor General report findings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who in the government was KPMG's contact for the non-competitive contracts that KPMG received?
So,
The name of the individual at the department, please.
so I'd be happy to start just the description of that through the public health agency work, and then I might ask Hartaj to speak to the other contract.
You have about 10 seconds to get us a name before the end of my time,
So
please.
we were contacted through the SEPS vehicle to work with the public health agency under Sharif Abdu.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.